Hello, my gorgeous ones. Welcome to Alicia Budget Beauty. My name is Alicia. Here on my channel, I love all things affordable fashion and beauty. I do hauls, tutorials, reviews, chatty, relatable videos. That's my new thing for 2024. So if that sounds good to you, please subscribe, stick around, be a friend. All right, you guys. So long story short, I don't know at this point when you're watching this, I don't know if I've put up a vlog of our failed family vacation or not. I haven't quite decided if I'm going to post it or not. So if you haven't seen it, or if I didn't post it, real quick, we went to Santa Fe on a family vacation with my parents, my brother, his girlfriend, my niece and nephew, and it was supposed to be for my parents' 50th wedding anniversary, and it kind of ended up in disaster. Weather, not so great for where we were staying. We couldn't get out to go skiing, kind of threw that money away on rentals. Didn't really get to go anywhere, had near-death experiences, but I'm here to tell the tale. But what we're doing in this video today is I packed a makeup bag full of makeup that I didn't really get to use but one day, and I wanted to just show you guys what I chose to take on my winter getaway and a couple of skincare items as well. So if you want to see what I packed for the disaster of a winter family vacay, keep on watching. So my thought process in packing for this trip was don't overpack when it comes to skincare and makeup. Of course, my packing is probably overpacking to some, maybe to some I did a good job and scaled back, but I was trying to definitely fit all my makeup into this one bag, which it is full to capacity. So for some that may be too much, but for me, this was an improvement over taking multiple bags in the past on trips. And I wanted to take eyeshadow palettes that I felt like were, perfect for winter getaway. I wanted, like blushes that I thought would go with any look. So, you'll see whenever I show you guys. But as far as skincare, I had a whole bag full. I'm not going to show you everything. I do think it's the perfect time to try out samples, so it doesn't take up too much space in your bag. So I did have a lot of sample packs. The only one that I went through was the Pharmacy cream, moisturizing cream, and I did like that. But what I'm gonna show you right now is just a few of the things that I was like, I need this on the trip and I need to use these every day. The other stuff that I use can interchange, but these I definitely have to have with me. So one is a body cream. In my empties, I always have these in there. They are the Bath & Body Works Moisture 24-Hour Moisture Shea Butter. This one has hyaluronic acid. I don't know that they've always had hyaluronic acid or that they all do, but this is the Vanilla Bean Noel, and it's just such a yummy, wintry type of fragrance. It has fresh vanilla bean, warm caramel, sugar cookies, whipped cream, snow-kissed musk. I mean, that's perfect to take with you on a winter getaway. So this was a must for me. It's the only thing that keeps me from having razor burn, even though I didn't shave my legs when I was there. I didn't even shower. Not at all. Okay, moving on. Then I had to have my COSRX Snail 96 Mucin, the Power Essence. I think this is my fourth or fifth. This is a holy grail for me. I didn't want to go anywhere without it. I have heard recently, I heard nothing but great things for the longest time. And recently I did have a friend, she watches on here, hello, and this broke her out. And I had not really heard that before, but she said some other people had the same issue. So I do want to keep that in mind now whenever I recommend this to test out an area, make sure it doesn't break you out. I do think possibly this might be one of those that if it breaks you out, it might be drawing out impurities, and maybe over time it would end up working really well for you, but that's up to you if you're willing to test it that long. But for me, it's a holy grail. Then I had to have a sunscreen, even if it was going to be cloudy. The first day we got there, beautiful weather. Go to bed, wake up, snow, ice, death and destruction where we were staying. It was high up in the mountains. It was high up, but then you had to go down into a canyon as well. And it had dirt roads that were really narrow and winding and no guardrails. And you just see cliff and we had like sliding issues. My brother, we watched his truck sliding down the mountain. My husband near plummeted to his death on his own in the vehicle. So yes, anyway, just telling you little stories about the trip as I go along. So sunscreen though, whether it's cloudy, not, you're skiing, you still need it. And this is the Neogen Dermology Daylight Protection Airy Sunscreen. So this is the newest sunscreen that I have in my sunscreen collection. I have quite a few. I fell in love with SPF the last 2 years. I don't even look at it anymore as like when you're a kid and you're growing up and your mom's like, wear your sunscreen. And it's so boring and you think it's only to protect you from the sun. I look at sunscreen now as an extra added element for either hydration or a glow, or sometimes it even helps my skin out. So it's just, I love it now. This one is really good. It has no white cast to it. It gives a healthy glow, but not greasy at all. I think it's a very oil-free friendly as well. And it does have SPF 50. I love this brand so much. I had to bring this. And then I had to have a lip protectant, or not protectant, but like a lip balm, something to moisturize the lips, because you know that weather and your lips get so dried out when you're in the snow and the cold. And I'm almost done with this. This is the ITK, which is In the Know, and it is their nourishing lip balm. This is clear, but I have loved this. I highly recommend it. I highly recommend their whole line. They have stuff at Walmart. You can also get their stuff online. Very affordable. Everything is under $20, and I absolutely love their lip balm. But now we're going to go into the makeup, and you guys, I just thought I'm going to be relatable. My makeup bag is dirty. Look at this. It's stained. Aren't most people's, like, does anyone really travel with the perfect looking makeup bag? I mean, honestly, I should get a black one because it's not going to show as bad. This was once really pretty, but it holds so much and I really like it. The brand is Tartan and Twine. I'm pretty sure I got this off of Amazon. So I may get another one, but get a black one next time. But I was like, you know what? I'm just going to show my dirty bag because we all a little bit dirty sometimes. Okay, so let me just show you guys what I'm working with here. So it has this top zip compartment here, and this is where I put, you know, just smaller things. In here I have my lipsticks, lip glosses, eyeliners, scissors. I have my little bitty highlighters I'll show you here in a minute. Then it has this flap for your brushes, and then lift up. It's got a compartment here that I have band-aids, and then this is full of all the rest of the makeup. So I'm not really gonna go in any particular order. This isn't like a very formal video. So let's just start with the, you know what, let's start with the primer. So the primer that I decided to bring is the Milani Supercharged Primer. I've talked about this a bunch. The reason why I chose this is it's very hydrating and it gives a really beautiful glow to the skin. I was thinking of dryness in that type of climate, so everything needed to be pretty hydrating. So we got that primer. Then I also have gone back to my e.l.f. Halo Glow liquid filter. I went away from this for a while because I was using other things. I recently went back and I was like, oh, I really like this. But this is a different shade. This is actually shade 5 medium tan. This is way darker than my skin, way. But for me, all I do with this is I take it out and I just dab on my fingers, and then I use that to put over my skin, and I don't do a ton of layers. I don't build it up that much. So this just gives me like kind of like a fake tan, but not too much coverage. And I like that as a base before I go in with my foundation. Now, before I get, well, I'll just show you guys. Okay, so the two that I used, or that I brought, and I actually mix the two sort of, I kind of layer them. So I use the Bobbi Brown Vitamin Enriched Skin Tint. This has SPF 15. Light coverage with this, but it's really beautiful, natural, kind of glowy, but not greasy on the skin. And then I use the Misha Perfect Cover BB Cream, number 23. I used to love this. This is another thing that I went away from using for a while. And I thought, okay, mountains, I want that glow. I need extra hydration, and this really gives that. It gives like a beautiful, natural, like pretty good coverage with this, but still a glow to the skin. And it's really helpful, I think, in a dry climate. So these were my two combos. Then for my concealer, I chose to bring, okay, this is funny. This is strange. So this is the Believe Beauty concealer. You can get this at Dollar General. I love Believe Beauty. I've recommended this in the past. Another item that I didn't use for a long time and I started to use again recently, and I have a different one that I left back at home that was an older one. And when I went to use it one day, the doe foot fell off, just like this one. And I thought it was because it was an older concealer, and I was like, oh, maybe it just got old and it fell off and it disappeared into, you know, the tube. So I busted out a backup that I had, and I love this. I forgot how much I love this. It is beautiful under the eyes, gives really good coverage, but is not cakey, does not crease. But you guys, sure enough, I went to use it and the same thing happened. I have gone through several of these and it had never happened to me. And now two back-to-back lost their doe foot, and I don't know what's going on. And it's a shame because this is like the best drugstore formula concealer, I think. I truly, truly do. And this is like $4. So they need to figure something out. I can't be losing my doe foot in here. It's in here somewhere. Now I can still dab, and I've been doing that because I want to get as much use out of this as I can. So I just dab with this lightly and then go in with my brush. But yeah, I don't know why they're falling off, but it's such a good concealer. Now for the contour, liquid contour, I decided not to bring a powder one. I was like, all I need is a liquid because of the climate. And I chose to bring the Milani Conceal and Perfect. This is in Honey Miel. I'm pretty close to being through this, not completely. Another one that I kind of put away for a while, brought back on the trip, and remembered how much I love this. I saw someone recently say they thought you had to work with this pretty quickly. I don't really think that it's ultra quick drying, but what I do with this is I squeeze it out on the little puff, and then I take my brush and just start contouring. So maybe that's why I haven't experienced, you know, I don't really do the drag. It's not thick enough for my big forehead to just drag. Like I need to put it on a better brush. Let me show you which brush I'm talking about here. So like a brush like this or a brush like this. I need to coat these whole things with this liquid bronzer to be able to cover this whole forehead. So for me, it doesn't dry too quickly, and it's just, it melts into the skin so nicely. So it was perfect to take with me. Plus it's really small. It doesn't take up too much space. Also, a similar type of component and apparatus is the e.l.f. Halo Glow Beauty Wand. This is in Berry Radiant. I love this blush. I don't even know that I want other shades because I just think this one is so perfect. It's so beautiful, glowy. It gives that winter kissed cheek effect so well. I love this blush. And again, I was keeping in mind something that wasn't too bulky as far as liquid blush. Now I did bring two powder blushes that I didn't even end up using, but remember my trip was cut short as well. But these are the two Juvia's Place blushes. We have volume 4 and volume 6. And I thought this is all that I need because we've got pinks and then we have these orangey peach as well. And for the looks I was thinking about doing, this really covered it. This is all I really needed. And they don't take up a ton of room because they're not like big chunky blushes. So those were the blushes I decided to bring. Now, as far as the highlighters, this may seem a little excessive because there's 4, but they're super, super tiny. And they are my favorite highlighters, and they are from Silk Naturals. I brag on this brand all the time, and especially their highlighters. So I had Sweetie, and this is kind of a coral color. Glint, which is like a iridescent pink. Bubblegum is one of my all-time favorites of hers. It is just like a beautiful pink highlight, like kind of like what I'm wearing right now, this sort of shade of pink. And then we have Glowing, and Glowing is like a natural champagne highlight. So even though there's 4, it seems excessive. They're so tiny, and I was like, that way it covers it all. For the powder, I have the Mora Lavish pressed powder. This is the banana shade, and this is just like one of my holy grails. It's very smoothing, very blurring, and I thought it'd be perfect to bring. I panned one of these completely, like not even a smidgen left of it, and this is my second one. Now for my setting spray, this is newer to my collection. It is the Neogen, same brand as the SPF. They're all day locking fixer, and I have been loving this. Now this has lots of good hydrating and soothing ingredients to it. So it has aloe and it has tea tree oil in it, but it's not glowy. It's just a very natural spray that I do think works really well, and I've just been loving that, so wanted to bring that. As far as brushes, I did bring some of my just brushes. I already showed a few that I always use, like a blush brush, an angled Wet n Wild one that I always use for cream blushes. But the main one I want to show you guys, this is a little bitty brand, Actius Luna, and they had sent me a long time ago, well, not a long time ago, but about 9 months ago, they sent me this little brush set here that was kind of perfect for travel because they're not too big. You have a few that you can use for the face. I used this one actually just for like dabbing a little highlight on. And then you have a couple of brushes in here for an eye look. And they're just so cute, and they're the perfect little size. And it's just so compact, super, super cute. I thought that was perfect to bring for a trip. Now, we'll just go on to, because I see them right here, the eyeshadow palettes that I took. So I only ended up using one because we drove there. I did an eye look on the way. This is the one that I used. We were there for one day that was the chaos near death day, and then we left the next day. So had I stayed, these are the palettes that I would have used, and I actually used 2 today in honor of this video, and that I didn't get to use them on the trip. So the one that I used on the way, like driving, like passenger seat, I used the Cozy Cabin palette by Simply Posh. I just thought, what better palette to bring to the mountains than Cozy Cabin? And I did a look, I'll pop it in over here. Very, very simple, but I used this Bliss shade here. I used a little bit of Nestled as well. And then I believed I used some of Chimney. And then I used a mixture, I believe, of Peppermint and Hot Cocoa. These 2 here, very, very shifty. You guys know I love it, Simply Posh. Now, the look that I have on my eye today that I would have maybe done on the trip, but I used the Resurrection palette from Wicked Widow Beauty. You guys know I'm obsessed with this palette. It is pretty much, I didn't really officially rank my #1 palette of 2023, but this was 1 or 2 really for 2023. So today I mixed that with the Whistler Snow Lodge from Nomad. And I didn't realize it at first, but the blues just go so well together with these palettes. So I used in this one, well, actually, let me show you guys Whistler first, what I used. So I did Snow Bunny and Snowmad from this palette, plus Ski Bum. And then in this palette, I used Afterlife, Growth, Immortal Rest, and Ethereal. Ethereal is so cool. I don't know if you guys can really tell, but in the palette, it looks like it's going to be this lavender, and it shows up kind of this neon red coral. Super, super cool. I love it in the inner corner. So yeah, they paired really beautifully together. And the only other palette that I brought was the Nomad Ghost Town USA, because it's such a cool tone color story that I thought this would be perfect for the mountains. I didn't get to use it, but it would have been really, really pretty. Now for lashes, yes, I took lashes to the mountains and I did put them on. I did put them on, even though, you know, I was like, I'm gonna look good with lashes if we fall off this mountain. So I used the ones I'm wearing today, the Profusion Iconic 3D Foam Ink lashes. These are in Blow Them Away. I love Profusion's lashes. I think one of the main reasons is their bands stay really, really well. I don't have issues with them popping as much. I do trim them, but I thought if I'm gonna be in moisture, if there's gonna be snow, I want my lashes to stay on, and they did not come off. And I did use my Holy Grail liner for that, the Kiss liquid lash or liquid adhesive liner. And I'm not seeing it right now in the bag, but I did bring it. Now, the only other really things to show you guys pretty much are the lip products. So on my lips today that I took with me is the Glossed. Gloss is from Sephora collection. This is in Wiki, and it's this beautiful iridescent, it's clear, but it's an iridescent purpley blue shift to it. And I just thought, okay, if I'm doing anything cool toned or anything blue, this would be really, really nice to wear. I didn't really plan on wearing lipstick unless we went out to dinner, which we didn't get to do. But if we did, then I took my Lunar Beauty lipstick. Let's see if I can dig it out here. So I took Milk Tea. No, I took Icon. I lied. I took Icon, the lightest shade. And I did that because I figured if I want to keep the lip really nude and light, I can leave it as is. Or let's do a light lip that I can layer another, like a gloss, something to keep my lips hydrated. So the other two I brought was the e.l.f. lip oil in Honey, what is this one? Honey Talks, right? Yes, I think that's what it says. You guys, it's so hard to read this. Honey Talks, yes. I love this one so much. It's the perfect nude brown lip oil. It feels so good on the lips. And then I also brought the Milani Keep It Full. I love this one too. It's plumping without being like irritating. And I love this coppery color on top of a nude. So those were the lip glosses that I chose to bring. So all we really have left are the liners. I did bring, I can't find it right now digging in, but the Slick Flick liner from Relove. I talk about that all the time as being my holy grail. It is so good. Walmart, $4. It is opaque. It doesn't run, which is important. If it's snowing, you don't want it to smear and smudge all over the face. And then for the lower lash line, I brought the Supernova Multi-Chrome liners from Mora. I brought 3 of those. And I just kind of grabbed, I think I have 8 of these, and I just kind of reached in, grabbed a few, and I was like, I'll make them work. I don't care, you know, what colors they are. They're going to work somehow. So let's see. This first one is Flare. And then on top, I am swatching Atlas. And then we have Buzz. So here they are. They're so pretty. They're not super shifty, but they are kind of sparkly and just look really pretty in the lower lash line. I have one on today, a different one than these. I don't know if you guys can tell from here. And I have an eye that is so red, by the way. I didn't get much sleep the night before the trip. I didn't get much sleep the night that we got there. And then, of course, the night of the fiasco, I was worried about us leaving and getting out. So I haven't really slept well in days. So that's why this eye is so red. But these liners I really, really love. And I thought, you know what? One of these is going to work with any of the looks with those palettes. But you guys, that's it. That is what I took on this trip. And I just decided, I was bummed because I thought I might make some content while I was there, get some neat shots of the makeup in the snow or like mountains. And I didn't get to really do that. And I thought, well, that was kind of a bummer and like a missed opportunity. So I thought I'll just share with you guys like what all I decided to bring that I didn't get to use on this winter vacay. You guys let me know if you liked the idea of this video. What would you bring if you were traveling? What palettes would you take if you were going on a winter getaway? Let me know that in the comments. And as always, have fun shopping, budget shopping.